Hello, ladies and gentlemen, bolts and grills. It's me, Bolt Indy, here yet again. And so here we are. After 1 week, we managed to gain a total of 5 votes in total. Yeah, pretty surprising, but yet not surprising at the same time, considering, well, I really haven't been a poll channel before. So it's understandable why the numbers are only in the single digits so far. But anyway, as I hope time goes on, maybe the numbers will start to get bigger and bigger and I could start to get more results. But anyway, this video is basically the results video for parts 1 and 2 of these RWBY event Betterment polls. Basically, that cover certain events from both Volume 3 and Volume 7. If I missed any, I'll probably, do a repeat of this poll next year. And so that way I could kind of, get everything in and make sure we actually get some results, and so that way I can, determine what people are, thinking or and stuff. Anyways, on with the results. So for part 1, which includes most of the events from volume 3, we actually have a winner. 2 people voted for preventing Cinder from infiltrating the CCT during the Beacon Dance, or the Vital Dance, whatever you want to call it. And the reason as to why is because that particular event could have literally prevented the rest of Beacon's fall from happening, including even the breach, if she got and could lead to Cinder's capture. And the way that they would do it is to basically, bring RWBY and all the teachers of Beacon to take her down, which makes sense because Cinder doesn't have all the maiden powers. She's still relying on her semblance of Scorching Caress. But Cinder probably might not go down so easy. She's still a capable fighter, capable of standing up to RWBY even. So it would be tricky, but I could see the Beacon professors apprehending Cinder. And so now that they know that Cinder's the perpetrator, that could then lead them back to Emerald and Mercury, who are still at the dance. And then probably apprehend them too. As for how this changes things later down the line, well, I'm not really sure. I'm not sure if the White Fang and Roman will keep up with the train plan. And by then, or who knows, maybe the breach is just inevitable because it still started when RWBY got herself kidnapped, and basically he alerted the rest of her team and Dr. Oobleck from going to rescue her, and it caused Roman and the White Fang to basically starve the train and then cause the breach. But yeah, I don't have all the answers yet, but I'm guessing with Cinder, Emerald, and Mercury apprehended, that is, if the Beacon professors can get the ties connected from Cinder back to her cohorts. But yeah, I'm betting that with those 3 out of the picture, the Vital Festival tournament may run just a bit more smoothly. And if they're able to get a hold of Cinder's scroll, they could possibly learn about the plans and everything. Maybe even learn about Watts' existence early. And this may have some implications for Ironwood, as he had known the man, and while he was a scientist for the Atlas military. And as for... Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. The part 1 of the RWBY event Betterment poll got 3 votes in total. And like I said before, 2 of those votes came from, like, preventing Cinder from getting to the CCT. That 1 vote, meanwhile, went to saving Pyrrha's life, which makes sense. She's one of the core or members of the main 8, which includes both the members of Team RWBY and Team Juniper. Not to mention, she shaped a lot of lives and had a lot of potential and experience, even for a student. Though, yeah, I do see this as while I do see this as like a noble cause, and like saving Pyrrha is a great thing and all, but I do think preventing Cinder from getting to the CCT and installing the Black Queen virus could have literally done everything for us. A kind of butterfly effect, Just one small flap of a butterfly's wings causing a hurricane. And in this scenario, almost every single life that could have been like lost during the fall of Beacon could be saved if Cinder and her cohorts, Emerald and Mercury, are apprehended. That means Roman survives, Penny survives, Pyrrha survives, Ives Beacon doesn't fall, the Grim Dragon doesn't wake up and destroy the place, and the Vital Festival tournament goes a bit smoother. However, there's still the issue of Adam the White Fang and Roman Torchic, and what they would do once they learn Cinder has been captured. I don't know if they are going to bail or just continue the plans on their own. But I think Roman and Neo may bail on Cinder because hey, look at that, our tormentor just got captured. So why don't we just head on over to Vacuo and just disappear? Because because Vacuo is quite literally the place where people go to disappear. So without Cinder, I do think Roman and Neo could have a chance to escape. As for Adam and the White Fang, though, I'm still not sure. Anyways, moving on from Volume 3 to Volume 7, we actually have a bit of a tie. The tie is in between preventing Cinder and Neo from getting to Atlas for 1 vote, and convincing Clover to help Robin and Crow imprison Tyrion and work together for 1 vote. Now, again, it's kind of like, preventing Cinder from getting into CCT and saving Pyrrha. You got 1 event that could quite literally prevent the rest of the dominoes from falling, and then you got 1 event that, yes, sure, is an emotional plus, us and all, and is pretty noble, but still, 1 event outranks them in terms of impact, for how that 1 event could be prevented along with a series of other bad events. Now, for preventing Cinder and Neo from reaching Atlas, it's almost kind of a weird sort of twist in a way, because for the Volume 3 or Part 1 poll, it was basically you gotta prevent the fall of Beacon as early as possible. Preventing Cinder from getting into the CCT, from installing the Black Queen virus made by Watts, and just apprehending her, Emerald, and Mercury. That is, if they can tie Emerald and Mercury back to Cinder. But here in Volume 7, it's actually different. I'm actually quite surprised that people didn't actually vote for, RWBY telling the truth to Ironwood. But it still makes sense because, like, all the sides are in both sides, like RWBY and the heroes and Ironwood and the Atlas military are in morally questionable areas. Like, they don't know who to trust. And so, yeah, with Ironwood being in a sort of paranoid state, things are a bit tricky. But I do see that Ironwood's declaration of martial law and the subsequent actions that followed after only happened after he saw the Black Queen piece that Cinder placed in his office. Like, that's what caused him to go full machine or full antagonist. And so, probably without that piece, Ironwood probably would have still been in relief, as I probably guessed, but I'm still not sure. Our heroes could probably would still be in Mantle, still helping to evacuate and deal with the Grimm. But do you know what this means? Ironwood has Watts' bag. He still has Watts' bag in this scenario, which means that due to him having the bag, the Seer Grimm that's stuck within it is still inside there and dormant. That means Ironwood, a wounded Ironwood nonetheless, is alone in the room with a Grimm that could potentially kill him. But I'm not sure if the Seer Grimm will just attack anyway, due to the lack of negativity or any sort of negative response. I'm not even sure if Salem knew that Cinder was in Atlas or that she was going to, like, place a Black Queen piece there. I mean, the Seer is a Grimm capable of, like, long-distance communication. At least on the visuals part. But what about audio? Can it, like, detect audio frequencies or, like, any noise or sounds at all? Like, there are just a lot of unknown variables with this one. Anyways, convincing Clover to work with Robin and Crow to imprison Tyrion, it's basically like saving Pyrrha. Like, you're saving one very important life that means a lot, especially to some people, because, like, Clover is basically like the Pyrrha to Jean's Crow. Basically a friend who was there for him since day one that they met, and has impacted him in a positive way. And just losing them is just painful as all get out. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this results video. Sorry for sounding a bit awkward still. But anyways, I hope you liked this RWBY Betterment or Event Betterment poll. And I hope we can do this again next year for next year's poll. This time with some events from probably Volume 8. If there are any notable bad events that could have probably been prevented. But anyways, thanks for watching, and I hope you have an incredible day. This is Bolt Indy, signing off.